Hi everyone. I'll be speaking about a couple of things to help with the CAP interview process. First, things to keep in mind while preparing for questions about your work experience. Most importantly, know every line in your resume and be prepared to describe in detail all of the listed experience. Always be honest, don't try to embellish too much. But of course, in this situation, you need to be your own hype man, but just try not to be too dramatic. And just keep in mind a couple of things you've learned and contributed at each role. Also, a couple of types of resumes may elicit certain questions. First, you've never switched jobs. You may be asked why. Here, you could speak about things like how it was a great learning experience for different reasons. Maybe you experienced growth within the organization that kept you on your toes. Or you could also cite certain other factors, such as having liked the work culture or the open discussion style that was encouraged. Now, the other type of resume, you've frequently switched jobs. Here, you may be asked to explain this and justify your decision to switch. Be prepared with a coherent story about your career trajectory. Be sure to include specific reasoning for these decisions. And this will also double as your detailed walkthrough, of course. Last but not least, do not badmouth your previous employers. That's needless to say bad form. Now, moving on to domain specific questions. How do you prepare? How do you showcase your interests? And how do you tackle questions about domains in which you're not particularly informed? I would say try to cultivate a couple of domains of interest. Do some technical reading, stay curious, do hands on exercises if, for example, it involves coding, and stay informed on new developments. To prepare for situations where the interviewer quizzes you about a domain you're not aware of, following the news would be super helpful, especially business, geopolitical, and technological trends. This would help you develop an informed opinion, which is always useful even outside interviews. If you do not have any direct exposure to a particular domain, one thing you could do is try to reason your way to answers based on trends in another domain. This definitely showcases your ability to apply learnings across domains, although you may not always end up with the right answer. But showcasing sound reasoning skills during an interview is always quite the flex. In the end, if you're faced with a situation where you're completely unaware, saying I don't know is definitely preferable to leading the interview on a wild goose chase. And most of all, stay positive and good luck.